Welcome back to Third Take, and this is the first YouTube video since the last mock draft.
It's been
back
a minute.
in May.
Yeah. Hey, if you're on the YouTube though, we actually post on TikTok, so check
Guys,
that out.
we have over 5 times the followers, 6 times the followers over there.
So we focus on that.
So we focus on that now. But it's the first mock of the season. It's a Christmas present. If I've done everything right,
Merry Christmas to all you guys.
it
by the
should
way.
be coming out on Christmas Day. If I've done everything right and I've edited my ass off, should be coming out Christmas Day.
At worst, you probably get it the 27th.
Yeah, that's
if
the
this
worst.
man just does nothing. But
If I do nothing. And
which is a pretty
it's
good
a
possibility.
good possibility. But it's been a very interesting NFL season where, 2 of the top 10 picks are not with their respective teams.
Yeah. The Eagles having a top 10 pick is so stupid. It's so funny.
It's stupid. But yeah, let's get in. We flipped the coin. I have 1. He has 2, 3. You get how
he has odds, I have evens. That's what Joe was trying to say.
So, number 1 overall, Houston Texans. There's been... recently, for some reason, there have been doubts about this quarterback. I don't see it. It's Bryce Young. Bryce Young's going number 1 overall. I think the concerns are about his size, but to be honest, listen, Kyler got drafted. Kyler's a very good quarterback. I think the weight is his main thing. I don't see it being an issue. Houston actually has a decent offensive line starting with Laremy Tunsil, and they can use that, mid first round pick what the Browns have to build on that. But Bryce Young is in my opinion, easy number 1 overall pick. Stroud was okay. He was good, but Bryce Young was excellent. Great ball placement. That was the best thing I saw out of him. He was able to hit deep balls. He's able to move outside of the pocket. He's able to... He's the perfect quarterback, in my opinion. The only thing that is knocking him is his weight. And I don't see a problem with it. I think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback. On-the-run throws are amazing. Where he can get that ball on the sideline, boundary throws, excellent. He's, without a doubt, my number 1 overall quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I'm just going to add on a couple points here. Just to anyone that's concerned about his size and the injuries, this Bama team this year is not the one from years past. Their offensive line is trash, and he was dying back there, and he got hurt for 2 games. So I think it's fine. I don't think the size is an issue, and I think Joe's right about everything he just said. And with the number 2 pick and the Chicago Bears, had to look at the draft order there for a sec. I'm taking Bryce Young's teammate, and I'm going with Will Anderson Jr. Will Anderson, we've known about him for a while. Listen, teams just don't run at him. They run quick passes because they know what's going to happen if they let this dude get close to their quarterback. It's just not going to end well. He's a great power rusher, great finesse guy too. His spin move is absolutely lethal. He has a good swim and a club move just to go with that. He's a can't miss edge rusher in that both Bosa's mold, Chase Young, Myles Garrett. He's next in line with those guys. He's a phenomenal player. You guys have heard about him. You don't really need me to sell you on him. And yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Number 3 overall should be the Denver Broncos, but it's the Seattle Seahawks. They have, for being a team that is right now in the playoff race, I think they have a lot of holes that they need to fill. Interior O-line, defense definitely needs to step it up.
They need help.
They need help. Yeah. And this guy is going to help with their horrible run game. Jalen Carter. He is so larger than life that he's like Jordan Davis, but he's quick and agile. Great split release. Basically how you're starting off from a wide receiver stance, and he splits out and is able to get his hands up. He also, he does not possess a lot of pass rush moves. That's one of his knocks. Just doesn't possess a lot of pass rush moves, but the pass rush moves that he does possess are elite. Swim moves, dip under, are some of the best I've seen in a long time. And he can also just redirect a player's momentum like it's nothing. He's a tank. And he will help that Seattle run defense like no other person in this draft will. Some negatives here. Sometimes he'll just take a play off. He's a big guy. He's going to run out of stamina very quickly. And then his balance does need to be fixed a little bit. He does kind of get off balance sometimes. But other than those negatives, and his timing off the snap is pretty atrocious. But all of that can be fixed up in an NFL level. Nothing to worry about physically with him. In my opinion, he's right behind Will Anderson as the best defensive player in this draft. So Jalen Carter is a very easy pick for a definitely defensive needy team in Seattle.
Yeah, I think Jalen Carter's phenomenal. I just want to one thing is just you brought up the run defense or you brought up the pass rushing, which is great. But as a run defender, this dude is just solid. You're not moving him. It's not like Jordan Davis last year where he's just gonna kind of stand there and you're not moving him back. And Davis needed to learn to use his hands a little bit more. Carter knows how to use his hands. He can two-gap with the best of anyone in this class. For anyone that doesn't know two-gapping, it's exactly what it sounds like. You hold up with your hands, look both ways, find the football, and just go. And he's phenomenal at doing that. All right, 4th pick, Detroit Lions. Having a hell of a year right now. They are balling. They're in the playoff race. They're playing great football. Jared Goff is playing really well for them, which is why I'm not going with C.J. Stroud, and I'm going with Myles Murphy. They could use some help on the edge. They got Hutchinson. I forget his name, but the North Carolina edge last year in the 2nd round. I forget his name, but I haven't heard much of him this year, so you can never have enough edge rushers. Give me Murphy here at 4. 6'4", 275. Perfect 4-3 end to pair with Aiden Hutchinson. Phenomenal off the snap. He's super quick. He's super bendy. And he has some very good pass rush moves. Got to swim. He's got a phenomenal long arm. And he's just a really, really sound run defender on the edge. He's disciplined. He doesn't chase on end arounds or reverses or any bullshit like that. And he's just very good overall. There's not much else to say about Myles Murphy other than he's really good against the run and he's very fast off the edge.
Yeah, another thing I'll add in about Myles Murphy, my honest comparison was Khalil Mack with that one-arm technique to get around the edge rusher. Immediately reminded me of Mack.
He converts his speed into power very well, which is something Khalil Mack has done for years, and that's why he's so good.
At number 5, the Arizona Cardinals. Guys, season from hell. Kyler Murray is going to miss a portion of next season, and you're going to be rolling with either Trace McSorley or Colt McCoy. Your team is aging horribly.
It's just rough out there in Arizona.
Last year was your guys' real last chance. Now you're with a top 5 pick. But I'm taking a defensive guy, and I'm going with someone who can really transform a defense and lock down a number 1 receiver. I'm taking Cam Smith, number 5 overall. Listen, this guy, aggressive tackler, great energy. I mean, he's one of the best in one-on-one coverage. I know a lot of people are going to say Ringo, but I think Cam Smith is the best corner in this class. And I think he's a lot better than both guys.
Close.
I don't think it's close. He can rip the ball out. Like I said, that aggressiveness is... He hits like a safety but covers like a corner. It's ridiculous. Listen, he'll hold a little bit too much. We saw that aggressiveness with Sauce.
I get J.C. Horn vibes from him. Same school. They play the exact same way.
I got the aggressiveness from Sauce.
Their DB coach probably coaches them to play like that at South Carolina. But yeah, that's my comp for him.
Yeah, he never gives up on a play. He's just a great all-around player, aggressive. I've said aggressive a lot, but it's because he hits like a safety. And my comparison for him is Richard Sherman. It just reminded me so much of how he played.
Hey, Cam Smith, you got to ball out this season,
you gotta
brother.
Ball out.
But Jesus, that's a high comp.
It's a high comp, but I know he may struggle his first year, but all first-year corners do. But
unless your name's Sauce, he's just Jesus off the bat.
But listen, Cam Smith is going to develop unbelievably. Because even if his coverage is a little subpar his first year, he can make up with it in so many ways with stopping the run game, shooting up, hitting hard. He's going to get a lot of tackles. So over time, I think he's going to be an easy top 5 corner in this league. I love Cam Smith this year, and I think Arizona's the type of guy you need at 5.
All right, so pick 6. This is another season from hell. The Indianapolis Colts. We all know about their just revolving door at QB that's been happening since Luck left. And we're not as high on Joe and I. We're not as high on this guy as a lot of people are. But Give me C.J. Stroud at 6. I think he's well worth the 6 overall pick, especially if you're getting your franchise quarterback here. But Stroud, he has a good arm, but it's not as good as Young's. He probably has the worst arm out of the top 4, to be honest. But it's still a good arm. Mm-hmm. Like it's not bad at all. We're not talking about like Mac Jones here,
Mm-hmm.
but he has ideal size. He's 6'4". He just didn't wow me like Bryce Young. Bryce Young had the what the fuck plays where he was just going absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Shroud is a lot more in structure, and
He also has a way better team around him.
he just has so much help. It's a little bit tough to be like, all right, well, is he really doing anything? Because I think I could go out there and complete a couple passes if I got the tackles he's got.
You got 2 first-round tackles.
You got JSN. You got Marvin Harrison
yeah,
Jr.
Marvin Harrison.
Like it, I could go out there and complete a couple passes.
Like,
so it's a little
no
tough
hate to
tell.
Young, but listen, he's good at what he does. He's good for the Colts. You know, he's not going to be a bust.
Yeah, he's going to be a good, solid quarterback for sure, which is all they need. He's good, or he falls apart when he's under pressure, but if you can get him a good offensive line, you'll be chilling there. He has good mobility. He throws really well to the boundary. He didn't throw over the middle. Or no, my bad. That was Hooker who we watched that never threw over the middle. Shroud can throw over the middle.
Very good boundary throws too.
Exactly. That's what I said. So just Shroud overall is just a very solid quarterback. It's just the expectations honestly placed above him just kind of left me a little disappointed because I thought him and Young were like going to be about equal, and that was not the case. But Shroud's still a very good player, and I'm taking him at 6. I think he's good.
All right, number 7 overall, Atlanta. You can use a lot of stuff. You could take a quarterback. Ritter really wasn't that impressive. He actually ran the ball out
That
the final seconds. Yeah,
that was funny.
he didn't really impress anybody. You could go quarterback here, but I think the solid quarterbacks that Atlanta needs are not here on the board. You'd be taking a shot in the dark, and you'd probably suck for 2 more years, and then you'd watch quarterbacks who are more ready for the NFL go by. You also haven't invested shit in that defense. And that's what I'm going to go with here. I'm going to go with Tyree Wilson. He is 6'6", 276. He is a massive human being. He can play any position on the D-line except for nose. Listen, if he put some weight on, he could.
You can get a 3-4 end if you add like 10 pounds on him.
He's really, like I said, he's a dominant pass rusher. I love his power. I think he has a great bull rush. And he really only has 2 moves. But the 2 moves, just like Jalen Carter, are very dominant. He has a ton of pass rush upside. Like I said, this is more of a Trayvon Walker type pick if you remember him from last year. He could shoot up the draft boards like he is right now. He could also fall if he has a bad combine. But I think here, Atlanta, you need all the help you need on that D-line. It is aging. You have Ebiketie and a very, very old Grady Jarrett. You need Tyree Wilson here. I think he can fill a immediate spot on that Atlanta D-line.
Yeah, no, I don't mind it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a huge Tyree Wilson guy, so I'll just offer you guys a little bit of a different perspective here. You brought up Trayvon Walker, and I was kind of hoping you did, because I don't think they're close at all in terms of athleticism. No, Walker is a fucking freak, and Wilson, he's a decent athlete, but I don't know. I just don't think he touches Walker. All right. Joe left to get water, but we're still going. We're recording, and I'll just give you guys my pick here. 8, Carolina Panthers. I'm going with Will Levis, QB out of Kentucky. You got a revolving door at quarterback in Carolina, just like the Colts. It's just been bad ever since Cam's arm fell off. He's 6'3", 232. He has a rocket arm. It's the classic Josh Allen mold at this point. You guys all know about it. He's pretty accurate, though. He doesn't have the accuracy issues that Josh Allen or Anthony Richardson or guys like that had. He's got all the tools. You just got to coach him up a little bit, and hopefully they can do that in Carolina. They need to take a shot on a quarterback because what they have is not working. And, he needs to diagnose defenses a little bit quicker. He's not at all afraid of contact. Will Levis is tough. That line at Kentucky is shit, and he eats hits for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
All right, so Eagles are at number 9. It's stupid that they even have a pick here.
The Saints just fumbled the bag by just handing them that pick last
Chris
year.
Olave
The
is
Saints
very
were
good.
like, guess what we're going to do, guys? We're going to go get Trevor Penny. And it was
my
like, all
God.
right. It was like, all right, bro. Like, why?
Oh, by the way, he hasn't been very good this year.
Spoiler alert, he's been bad.
Eagles here, they don't have like a single hole on that team.
No, this team is loaded.
This team is loaded. They could definitely trade back and get a player.
Just get more picks, just cause.
Yeah. But They got guys in free agency. One of them is Miles Sanders, and I don't think they're going to re-sign him because I think they can get a better player in this draft. They're going to take Bijan Robinson.
I knew you were doing it.
Listen, guys. Here's my comparison for Bijan Robinson. He breaks tackles like LeGarrette Blount, but his elusiveness and speed is like Saquon Barkley.
Oh, God.
He's so unbelievably good.
Unreal.
He's unreal. Powerful. He fights for every yard. He breaks tackles. He's incredibly shifty.
He can catch the ball, too.
Yeah, he can catch as well. Like, I'm not talking like dump-off passes. I'm talking about he has a very good vertical jump ball. I mean, he's outstanding. He also blocked Will Anderson one-on-one multiple times. So, you get what I'm getting here. I mean, he can be a 4-down back in the NFL.
Four down.
4-down back. He's so outrageously good. Amazing edge speed. He bounces everything to the outside.
The first guy never brings him down, I swear to God. He makes the first person miss every single play. It's actually wild.
Either he's going to make a miss or he's going to run through them. He's an outstanding prospect. And I know running backs don't go high anymore, but listen.
This is the best back since Saquon, and it's not close. So.
I mean, I never watched Saquon.
I did.
But, listen. I would put Bijan over him. I don't know how Saquon can be much better than Bijan. They're probably very equal, but like I said, he is elite blocking for a running back. Taking on the best edge rusher multiple times.
That is actually insane.
I mean, he's outstanding. Eagles are going to take him here because why not? Make this team absolutely stupid and get, in my opinion, the best overall player.
Bijan read options.
Yeah. All right, yeah. He's outstanding.
All right, number 10, we got the Vegas Raiders. Just I don't want to talk them, but just say if we established this in the intro, but we're recording this Friday before Christmas, which means the Pats game. The Pats game literally just happened, and I fuck the Raiders for that. But anyway,
that's a whole different.
That's a whole different. That's a story for another time.
That's an hour. That's an hour and a half long. 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, that probably will happen someday. But 10, I'm taking Kelee Ringo, corner out of Georgia. The Raiders. This roster's just like not good. Like to my credit, I did not have them in the playoffs this year. I did not think they were going to be that good in my preseason predictions. But yeah,
But you did have the Broncos.
Yeah, now the Dolphins out.
Yeah.
So not great, but I got this one right at least. But Kelee Ringo is a long physical press man corner, just that classic mold that we're seeing at the top of drafts. He's 6'2", 205. He's good in zone, but mostly he's going to be a press man guy, like I said. He's very fluid. He flips his hips really well. You're going to see him playing bail technique downfield pretty much all the time. He's just going to run up, stun the receiver with a press, and then just sprint backwards and just clamp him. And then he has great burst. He closes fast on short routes. And the only real weakness is his ball skills are pretty iffy. He's gotten absolutely mossed a few times in the games I watched. And he also just, absolutely whiffed an interception. So that's the only real concern. But, I mean, if they're not going to complete passes on you, who cares if you can catch the interception? So,
if you guys, are unfamiliar with him, he got the pick 6 for Georgia.
He caught the interception that time, so who knows?
And then took it back.
Yeah.
So, he's a very, very good, I would say, most polished guy, most safe guy in this draft, I think, out of everybody. I think he's the most technically sound. I really like Kelee Ringo, but like I said, Cam Smith, I think is just better. All right, Houston at 13. So far, the Watson trade is working out for you guys. Congratulations, you got a cancer off your team,
and got a lot of picks.
And you got good picks, so you guys are gonna be very well off the next couple of years. So Houston, you could use this pick on anything. You could go a tackle. You could go really anybody. You could go people on defense. I don't see you going on defense.
The team is bad.
Yeah, the team is really bad.
A lot of things.
But listen, why not get a wide receiver for your new quarterback? I'm taking Quentin Johnston here. Yes, he's the best receiver in this draft. Listen, great routes. I mean, great speed for the size that he has, and he has amazing athleticism. And he has he's the most, since Drake London basically last year, the best jump ball receiver I've seen
He also
in a long
breaks
time.
tackles
Yeah.
at an insane rate. Like, it's actually, like, it's kind of nuts. Like, you would think a guy that big, oh, he's not going to be shifty in the open field.
Oh, he is.
You are not tackling him. He made so many guys miss.
He also breaks, like, or not breaks tackles. He takes hits, like, over the middle. You wouldn't expect, a tall, lanky guy to be able to take hits. He takes hits. He also is such just a force to be reckoned with that he allows other people to get open. He will get double teams.
He's an alpha
Yeah.
wide receiver one.
My comparison for him is Des Bryant. I saw him on one route, him finding the blind spot on a fake post and turned it into a streak. And I remember the Des clip where he did exactly that. And he has the size of Des, the shiftiness of Des, and the ability to go up and catch a ball like Des. I mean, this guy's, I think, without a doubt, the best receiver in the draft. And for Houston, if you really want to keep Brandon Cooks around, he's the opposite of Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is not an alpha 1 receiver. Quentin Johnston is. So, and you probably won't have Brandon Cooks, so you need a receiver for Bryce Young to throw to. So I'm taking Quentin Johnston. He's the best receiver in the draft.
Yeah, I absolutely love that pick. I love Johnson. Basically, in my opinion, I agree. I think the ceiling is Des Bryant. I think the floor is Mike Williams. At worst, you're getting Mike Williams. And with the 11th pick, that's well worth it because Mike Williams is a great wide receiver. So, yeah, I love that. 12th pick, I got the Steelers. I'm going with Broderick Jones here. First tackle off the board. He's my tackle 1 personally. 6'4", 310. Big dude. He can move really well. For those of you guys that don't know, my rules of thumb on tackles are athletes with quick feet that have just great tenacity and aggressiveness, and he checks every box that I have on my checklist. He moves really well. He's a little bit of a lunger, which Evan Neal had that problem last year. It really bit him in the ass at the start of the year, but he settled down and is playing really good football now. He absolutely murdered a DB while pulling. I don't know who it was, and I don't think his family might not know who he is anymore after that play. But yeah, he handles speed rushes on the edge. He's got good feet. He mirrors really well. Didn't miss a stunt. He had a play where he literally blocked 2 guys at once. There was one here, one there, just didn't matter, got the job done. Yeah, one of them got by him, but how is he supposed to do? The quarterback got the ball out, and he held up a lot longer than anyone else would. He lost 1 rep versus a spin move, but he held up for like 4 seconds before the spin even. Like, he won the rep. It's just he did get beat, but yeah, he never really lost.
Ohio State, they played him out of position for the longest time. They played him at guard for a while. Yeah. I was thinking Paris Johnson.
Yeah.
They also did that. But Georgia put, what was it, Slayer, and then he got injured. I forget.
Something like that.
They were playing him at guard, and what is he? He's 6'6", right? Broderick.
No, he's 6'4".
6'4".
Yeah. You can play guard.
I think they were playing him out of position.
But he's a much better tackle than a guard.
They were playing him out of position for a while.
Broderick Jones is very good.
When Slayer got injured, he played way better than he did at guard, and then they played him there this year, and he's been unbelievable. I don't know why they were just playing him out of position for like a year when he was a sophomore.
Yeah, I mean a lot of times you start at guard and then you slide out to tackle once they feel like you're ready. But just a little more on Broderick Jones. He's got super strong hands. Once he grabs you, it's pretty much game over. You're not getting out of that. And he just needs to work on his anchor a little bit. Which I mean, when you're 3'10", 6'4", he's a big dude obviously, but he's not huge. Like, we'll get to Dawad Jones. That dude is 6'8", 360, so you best believe he can anchor. But that's a big boy.
He's a way better Daniel Falele. He was like 6'9", like 380.
Yeah, Falele just wasn't good.
Yeah,
exactly. But we'll get to him. I'm big on Dawad Jones. But yeah, just got to work on the anchor a little bit. But other than that, Broderick Jones is a stud.
Green Bay. The fact that you guys can still make the playoffs is a fucking joke.
Well, they're not going to. So
For every Packers fan thinks they are. They're like, Aaron
Really?
Rodgers will run the table. Have you watched the Grassi video? He's like,
Nah,
guys,
not recently.
we can do it. He's so adamant on it. But really, what's going to happen?
Dude, it's because the world in their mind is literally going to end if the Lions finish with a better.
This is what's
record
gonna
than,
happen.
Like Armageddon in their mind.
They're gonna win out.
Like,
They're gonna win out, and then Lions versus Packers is gonna be flexed to Sunday Night Football, and Jared Goff is gonna put on a fucking masterclass against your horrible defense, and they're gonna go play in the playoffs and beat the Vikings, and then all hell will burn.
Well, they're not winning this week because they're playing their father, Raheem Mostert.
That's
and
true.
It's not. He's gonna run for like 200 yards and 4 touchdowns.
All right. I'm going to do something that the Packers never do. I'm taking a wide receiver in the first round. I'm taking Jordan Addison. He's the perfect complement to Christian Watson, who has broken out.
Who is a stud.
He's a stud.
We loved him last year. We had
Yes.
him in the first round.
Loved him last year. And Addison is way more polished route runner. He has great speed. He's very shifty. He's great out in space. He'll make you miss out in space. If he will sit and wait for a guy to come up and try to tackle him, and then he'll go the other way. Very soft hands. You're not going to be seeing him like just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean.
He's not going to bobble the ball
yeah,
or anything.
He's not going to bobble the ball. He's more of a slot wide receiver, but he definitely can be a one. It's just on this Packers team, he's going to be like Randall Cobb almost. Very good Randall Cobb in his prime. He's slippery. His QB early on, Caleb Williams, did not do him any favors. He stepped it up towards the end of the year, but from what I watched, Caleb Williams was making it very hard for him to catch the ball, throwing it high, low, but it just showed how good his catch radius was. He had a very good catch radius. He's also probably the best route runner in this draft. You could argue Jackson Smith-Njigba, but I think Addison is the most polished route runner in this whole draft. And if he can get open, Aaron Rodgers is going to hit you. And as long as you can catch, he's going to hit you. And I think Addison makes perfect sense for the Packers to take him here. Therefore, they're not going to take him here.
At 14, Jacksonville Jaguars. Probably division champ Jacksonville Jaguars. So they probably won't be at this pick in the real draft because they are on a hot streak. And oh boy, do the Tennessee Titans look like shit. So
lost 4 in a row, guys.
Yeah, and the Jags, they're winning games, but right now they're still at 14, and that roster is looking pretty damn good. But they're I'm gonna be honest, bro. I have no idea who plays left guard for the Jags. Sheriff is the right guard, but I have no clue who their left guard is. And I can probably name most of the starting lines in the NFL. So if I don't know who it is, no one watching knows who it is. So I'm going with
actually.
Yeah, right. Someone's gonna Google that and be like, actually, it's whoever the fuck. But yeah, I'm going with O'Cyrus Torrence, all name team, just an absolute stud. The name. His play, he's a big boy too. 6'5", 345. That's a big fucking guard. He could play tackle with that size. I'm not sure if he has the feet for it. He has very good feet for a guard. But there was a couple plays where like they pulled the tackle and they had him slide out, and it just did not look as good. Like he just looked much slower on the edge. But we're playing him at guard. We don't care about that. He's a very powerful run blocker. We talked about how good Jalen Carter is. He did pretty damn well against Jalen Carter. He got beat a couple times, but when you're going against Jalen Carter and you only get beat like 3 times the whole game, you played your ass off. And he has good feet, like I said. He's got a very solid base. He's 345. It's tough to push him back. But he anchors really well, as you would imagine. He has awesome hand placement. He consistently wins at the point of attack. He's aggressive. He's great at drive blocking, sealing the guy off, letting his running back make a cut right off of him. He's a little slow laterally, which is why I don't think you would want him at tackle. And he is very good he's a very smart and disciplined player. Georgia was running all types of stunts at him, and he didn't miss one.
Don't try to turn, like, if he's good at guard, don't try to turn him into a tackle. It makes no sense.
If
he's very good at guard, be like, well, we actually could need him at tackle.
Yeah,
just play him at guard.
It's just the size that teams might see him as a tackle, but just I think you honestly, like, from day one might have a Pro Bowl guard. I'm very high on Torrance. I think he's awesome.
It's also not a coincidence that the Jags are doing good the year after they drafted Devin Lloyd. So
that's true. But got Joe's boy last year. This might be my boy this draft. I know I took Broderick Jones first. Tackle is more valuable. I think he's the best offensive lineman in this class.
All right, Jets. Listen, it's between 2 guys. One of them is Zach Wilson again, and the other one is a very good tackle. I'm gonna save you guys the misery right now. But in the draft, who the
Joe-
fuck knows who's gonna? It's either Richardson or Paris Johnson here for me. I'm gonna save you guys the misery, at least for now, and take Paris Johnson. And I won't laugh at you guys, but holy shit, Zach Wilson is dog shit. I'm gonna take Paris Johnson here. Your tackles, especially Mekhi Becton,
Mekhi is nice.
He's
You just gotta
great.
get him on the field,
He can
and that's
fucking
the
stay
issue.
healthy. But Paris Johnson, guys, he's a great human being. He helps veterans and disabled people. You're getting a great guy, the opposite of Zach Wilson. So he has the size, strength, and athleticism. He has a good feel for pressure. He has great power, and he buries people in the dirt. He plays like he wants to put you into the ground and make you not want to get up, but in a way that you're not going to get a flag. I'm looking at you, Trevor Penning, where you throw the defensive player into your quarterback's
and then you
knee,
don't assault them.
and you don't assault them. Listen, I think Johnson, he's very polished.
He's the best pass protector.
He's the best
It's not
pass protector.
close.
And for a team that should be passing the ball a lot, look at Mike. He threw it 57 times against the Vikings. And yeah, Breece Hall's great. He's also a very good receiving back. You're going to be getting it to him too. You want a guy that can do both, and I think he does both very well. And you're lucky I'm not taking Anthony Richardson here because I was really thinking about it.
Yeah, I like Johnson a lot. He's very good in pass protection, like I said. Just run blocking, he's about average. He's not going to hurt you at all, but he's not really going to help you. But if you got Mekhi on the other side, just burying people in the run game, then you should be fine. 16 Seattle Seahawks, like we said earlier, having a hell of a year. You could say fuck it and take Anthony Richardson here, but Geno's balling. He's good. Like we said earlier, he's been a little shaky recently, but
He's fine, guys.
he's playing well. He's having a great year. He's
better
here.
than other Geno
He's
Smiths.
here to stay. He's fixed stuff mechanically, decision-wise. He really understands the playbook. This isn't just like a flash in the pan. He's legit. So I'm going to go with Christian Gonzalez, corner out of Oregon. Just get a physical freak duo of him and Tariq Woolen. Gonzalez is rumored to have a 42-inch vert.
Holy shit.
Which...
It's 6 inches less than Zion.
It's pretty fucking good.
Jesus.
I watched against BYU and UCLA, and a 42-inch vert against those BYU kids is unfair. He's very good in zone. He's all right in man, but zone, the zone, Seattle, that is what they do. This is a beautiful scheme fit.
You have Kobe Bryant, Tariq Woolen.
This is a beautiful. This is a beautiful scheme fit for him. He got beat a couple times, but guys, it was for 2 catches for 12 yards, and it was just out routes. He was playing zone. It's fine.
I could see him after combine and everything. I could see him realistically sneaking into the top 10. 17th overall, New England Patriots. If I could draft a whole new coaching staff, I would. You know my strong opinions on these players. On these coaches. I want Belichick fired. I want Matt Patricia.
Well, we all want Matt Patricia.
I want Matt
fired.
Patricia.
Executed.
Yeah,
that's what
send him
you're
over
looking
to
for.
Iraq. I don't really care. Same thing with Joe Judge.
Send him to Ukraine, bro.
Send him to Ukraine, put a gun in his hand, and say, go kill some Russians. It's the only thing he's good for at this point. And don't get me started. Bill.
If he could build the bomb the way he built the Patriots offense,
listen, if he built the Hiroshima bomb, the bomb would have exploded in the plane. That's how horrible of a coach he is. We could rant on. It's going to be a whole 2-hour long. This video is long enough. I don't need a Patriots.
This is already going to be an hour
listen,
and a half.
I didn't watch this guy. Martin's raving about him. DeJuan Jones.
I'm the O-line guy.
There you go. DeJuan Jones.
Oh, wait, I kind of need...
DeJuan Jones. It's DeJuan Jones. Guys, we need before he finds his notes, we need a fucking tackle bad.
Have you seen our tackles?
Trent Brown is awful. Isaiah Wynn can't stay on the
won't
field.
Be on the team next
and then
year
when
either.
he is on the field, he's
even worse than Trent Brown.
I mean,
we have Yadni Kajest, who's solid when he can play, but he's even more injury prone than Trent Brown is, which is pretty fucking hard to do.
Guys, we're gonna have a skit hopefully up soon of Trent Brown. I mean, honestly, you tell him to block, he's like, okay, I'll block. He dives for the guy's fucking knees. Okay, hey, can you stay in front of him? Sure, I'm gonna put him in a fucking chokehold.
And then I'm gonna get pushed onto my ass by a bull rush, even though I weigh 370 pounds.
Listen, I would love to take a receiver here. I know Patriots would love us to take a receiver here. It's not our biggest need. Our biggest need is to protect Mac Jones'
We
knee.
need tackles, and there's a very good one on the board right now. So
Also,
that's who I'm going with.
Like,
all right, so yeah, like we said, we're going to Dawand Jones. I mentioned it earlier. He's 6'8", 360. Let's just hope he's good, unlike Trent Brown. But obviously, he's a big boy. He's got a violent punch. It's basically like a truck is just hitting your hands. But he's got very good footwork and good feet for a guy his size. It's very impressive. As you would imagine, since he's 6'8", he has really long arms. And it's very, he's a big dude, right? So you're like, oh, I'll go around him. But when he has huge arms, it's hard to get around the edge on him because he can just kind of wash you out with those long arms. So it's a very good build he has a phenomenal trap tech, which is pretty much just when you bat their hands and just fucking bury them into the dirt. He's a mauler in the run game. He moves well for his size. He has a great anchor. You're not pushing this dude back as long as he's low. He has great timing on his punches. What I really love is when I'm watching him, I can tell he really understands the position and how to play O-line just with the way he times his punches and the way, he'll hide his hands, just down here. He'll hide his hands so the guys can't bat him away while they're going up. He even pulls well. He's huge, but he can move in space. He's a very good all-around tackle. Honestly, I was very close to putting him over Broderick Jones. I mean, you could have convinced me either way, but I don't know. I just kind of went with Broderick, but I honestly might like Dawand better. Next mock, they might be flipped, to be honest.
Guys,
18 Detroit Lions already got Myles Murphy. Jared Goff, he's good, but could get someone better here. Give me Anthony Richardson from Florida. This is boomer bust pick, obviously, as we've established, but if he sucks, Goff is good enough, but this is
he also can sit behind him for 2 years.
Yeah, he can sit behind and learn, and then you can move off of Goff if you want to. If you're looking at him in camp and stuff, and you're like, this guy fucking sucks. What did we do? Then you can just roll with Goff, So 6'4", 232, rocket arm, insane athlete. It's just wild.
He's worse. The inconsistency is worse than Hendon Hooker. It's guys. I'll add one thing about Richardson. Sometimes he will rely too much on his body and his mobility.
Mechanics. I have that down in my notes. He needs to work on his mechanics.
Listen, I'm talking about reads. They do a little bit of read option there in Florida, and he takes it every time. And sometimes he'll completely miss a hole that the running back has, and he'll pull it, and then he'll run straight into a tackle. Or he'll run straight into an edge rusher, and he'll get negative. Like I saw multiple times on 4th down in that Georgia game, where he was just bottled immediately. He couldn't throw against their DBs, and he really couldn't get the run game going either. So, and I want to see how he'd go up against the closest thing to an NFL defense, and he did not fare well. He had a couple passes that were unbelievable. Then he had a couple where it's where the fuck is that throw going? Yeah. And then, like I said, he needs to learn when to give it to the running back and not rely on himself because, one, it's going to get him hurt, and two, it's just going to hold the team back if you're losing yards on a basic QB sneak. And yeah, he just that's all he really got to work on. Also, like you said, mechanics, decision making,
stuff like that.
Just basically get better at everything.
Get better at everything as a quarterback, and then we'll talk in a year or 2 years.
Yeah, like you said, Josh Allen is going.
This is a guy that can legitimately throw the ball 75 yards in the air, though. Or maybe not 75, but 70 in the air.
Josh Allen is going to get so many shitty big arm college quarterbacks paid. You look at Zach Wilson. There's Exhibit A. You look at Willis. No, he didn't go in the first round, but project guy. And then we haven't really seen much with Lance. But Josh Allen, really the only one that's worked out.
Shout out to you, brother.
He's the only one that's worked out so far. Hopefully, Richardson can for the Lions because...
Yeah, I got a couple comparisons. I think you're looking at... The ceiling is Randall Cunningham. The ceiling is wild. He was the prototype of this kind of passer. I think that's what you're getting. The floor is Cordell Stewart.
Basically just a running
back. You get some really fun moments, but he's not good.
I'd love to see
Like,
Cordell Stewart now. In the
Oh,
NFL.
same. No, I would love
I think
to,
that'd be
but
fun.
I feel like that's like the perfect. I think that's the best comparison I could have come up with. Like, you could have a stud, but
Yes.
he could be so much fun to watch, and you don't want to see him go, but you're also like, this guy is fucking terrible. We need someone else.
Like, it's
So-
perfect for the Lions. Tampa Bay, you guys need a lot. Brady's not coming back. You're gonna deal with Kyle Trask for a year. You're gonna be dealing with a quarterback. You could bring in Jimmy. Wherever Tom goes, I guess you can get Jimmy. Like you said, you could get Jimmy if Jimmy goes to the Jets. You're not getting Brady back, is my point here. Take a shot on
Maybe
Zach
get
Wilson.
Derek Carr or something.
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe take
Yeah.
a shot on Zach Wilson. He's dog shit, but
He has
he's
potential.
got to be better
Trask
than
doesn't,
Kyle
right?
Trask,
Yeah.
right? O-line, you could go. Skronsky, I don't really think he's not gonna be much better. Also, he could be a guard. I think he could play.
The
guard
arm
for
length
you.
is a concern.
Yeah.
We'll get there, but yeah.
And I just don't think Anton Harrison is that big of an upgrade over Jones. So I'm taking edge rusher because that whole defense has regressed since that Super Bowl. And I'm going to take Felix Anudike-Uzama. It's a Hall of Fame name. It's a great name. Like, it's a hard to pronounce name. You're just going to go by Felix Uzama. Listen, he uses pure power to get to the quarterback. I mean, he's a power rusher, no doubt, but he does have finesse moves. I'm not talking about him a lot because he's just the games I've watched of him. He had 4 sacks and 2 forced fumbles.
Pretty fucking good.
He's insane. He's a dominant force in the pass rush. He fills holes great. I mean, he gets past your tackle and he gets in the backfield. Can't run to his side. He's like, if namesake weren't a thing, he'd be going higher for me. Listen, he got triple teamed and still got a sack, and it wasn't like a Hail Mary play. No, it was a real 3rd and 5 play. He got triple teamed and got a sack. He's so powerful. He uses speed to get past your tackles. For his size, he moves very, very quickly. Good finesse moves, fast around the edge. He's a freak of nature. I mean, I know he's not that big. He's 6'5", 250 around.
250, something like that. 255. He does look bigger.
He
on
does
film,
look
though.
big. Yeah, you have to avoid him because he will have one arm here. Running back will be going to the outside, and he will just reach out and grab that running back. I saw him do it multiple times. Up the middle, he's going to move off his block and get to him. He's a great player. Wouldn't necessarily say he's my draft crush this year. From what I saw, he's a beast. He gets double teamed, triple teamed frequently. I mean,
who else are you gonna He plays for Kansas State. Like, you're gonna block him instead of the other dude.
He's amazing. Pure power rusher with finesse moves. I think he has an incredibly high ceiling. I love him, and I'm running out of oxygen. Basically, my voice is dying. I don't think you can stop this man once he gets going. Like I said, 4 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in one of the games I watched. Outstanding player, and he's being slept on. And I think if a team is going to go get him in the second round, it's going to be an absolute steal. But I have him going in the first year because we go by what we think and not by what the sheep think.
Get the Tennessee Titans at 20, and I'm going with Michael Mayer, tight end.
Ooh, okay.
They need a tight end. They need receiving threats out in Tennessee, and to me, there isn't a receiver worth taking, so let's take the really good tight end.
Guys, he's like Gronk. Listen, Gronk is my favorite player of all time. He will always be my favorite player of all time. People ask me who's your favorite Patriots
player? I wasn't going
player?
quite that far.
It was Tom Brady too. Gronk was always number 1.
Hightower's out there for me.
I just got Gronk vibes from him. The way I know this is gonna sound weird, but the way they
my comp was prime Tyler Eifert.
The way
that was
they
mine.
But the 1 year in 2015.
The 1 year he was good. The 1 year he was absolutely gross.
But I know he
then
wears
he was
87,
garbage.
but the way the players dove for his knees
That's true.
and was falling over was
Dude,
he
Joe,
looks
I didn't
exactly
want to
like
compare him to Gronk.
Guys.
So who the fuck else am I supposed to? I was like, all right, Tyler Eifert when he was good. That's
Tyler
not
Eifert
bad.
when
He was all right. If you watch football in that year, he was insane.
He was
unreal.
What he had 800
It was
yards and
800
13
yards,
touchdowns.
yeah, and then
Something
he was
crazy.
just terrible for the rest of his career.
I love Meyer. I watched him. like I said, I got Gronk vibes. I was like, when people
He's a very good blocker.
when people were comparing him to Gronk, I like rolled my eyes. I'm like, oh.
And then you watched
And
him.
then I
and you were
watched
like,
him.
That's not bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's not bad. He makes his catchphrase is unbelievable. I saw him catch a ball like this, like that, over a guy's like, and they threw a pass interference flag, and he caught it. Unbelievable. It sucks that he played for Notre Dame because they were a very big disappointment this year. They lost to fucking Marshall, and if he was on Bama, Georgia, I think he'd be rated way higher. I just don't think he got enough attention. But
This is just a
I think he's the
thing,
best.
too.
I think he's the best tight end in college football. I know you might say Brock Bowers. I watched Brock Bowers. I watched Michael Mayer. I truly think Mayer is the best tight end in college football. He deserves to go earlier, but his positional value, he's
Not a lot of
great.
teams
He's
need
a-
tight end
He's
that
a
bad,
great.
but Tennessee does.
He's an amazing tight end. I love the pick.
A couple more things. He's really good at boxing out guys, jump balls, just gimme him.
He blocks like Kittle.
Yeah, he's a great blocker. That's kind of where the Gronk vibes come in. He breaks tackles in the open field. You don't think he's moving that fast, but then you see him like basically outrunning the safety, and you're like, oh my god.
You don't want to get in front of him either.
No.
I
And
saw
then-
he tucked it like this, and they were on the 5-yard line. The safety could have easily came in and made an attempt. He didn't.
And this is the classic like just dumb white player that anyone says, oh, he's smart, but like he's a safety valve, and he's very good at finding holes in zones and just
first
sitting
one
down.
in, last one
Yeah,
out.
hard worker, gritty,
Sneaky athletic. You
would
didn't
let-
think he
yeah,
had that speed?
yeah.
Well, he does. He's sneaky athletic.
and would let my daughter date him.
Yes. All right. 21 Washington. You guys should have won the other night. The refs robbed you. I didn't watch the game. I watched the plays, though. Y'all got robbed.
I watched the highlights. I didn't watch it live.
My
That was
friend
bad.
Paul lost his fantasy playoffs off of Terry
no.
McLaurin getting called offsides for the Brian Robinson touchdown. But you guys got screwed. But hey, get you a better draft pick. You guys need a cornerback badly. And the guys left is Eli Ricks, Devon Witherspoon.
Eli Ricks, who didn't start for Bama, so I don't know
You
about
have
that
Clark
one.
Phillips, who's very undersized. I do not like him at all. But Joey Porter. And Joey Porter's going to be the pick here. He does hold quite a bit, aggressive, but they don't really call it much in the NFL. They really call plays where the DB isn't grabbing at them. They actually call when there's no pass interference at all. He's very aggressive. He does struggle in the run defense type game where it's a quick pass out or to the outside. He will get sealed off.
He also sucks ass at zone coverage.
Awful.
He's
god
horrible
awful.
at zone. But if you
Let him press.
if you let him press, he's a good corner. So
Guys.
the reason why he's down here is they just let him press, he might be like CB2.
Yeah.
But
The zone coverage
yeah.
is awful.
You would like your guy to be
this
able
is-
to play multiple
In
coverages,
zone coverage,
so.
can't guard an amputee. In man coverage, he can guard prime Randy Moss. I don't know what to say. He's so bipolar in those things. Put him in man, he's going to do great.
let him
If you're an
eat, yeah.
idiot in putting him in zone, it's your fault. I mean, play to his strengths.
Washington too, you get a great D line there. You
Yeah.
won't have to hold up for that long. It's a good situation. You
Listen,
can be aggressive
He
and press
can't
out
guard.
there.
He can't. I mean, he can if you put him in press. But listen, those short on 3rd and 5s where he's pressed up, they're not going to get free. He's going to dominate
And then
the
you
outside
got
receiver.
Chase Young, Sweat,
Exactly.
Allen.
It's a very good scheme fit for them. He's going to be like, if let's just say they make it to the Super Bowl and it's a big 4th and 5 play game on the line. You're going to press him against the main receiver on the other side. They're not going to get off the line of scrimmage. They're not going to get that 5-yard slant. He's going to bitch them in press coverage. But yeah, he said he's going to fall a little bit because he's atrocious in zone coverage. But play to his strengths, and you have a great player in Joey Porter.
All right, so 22 Chargers. I'm going with Brian Brees or Brzee. I'm not. Yeah, okay. So it's Brzee. Just learned that. Your run defense is still horrible. They tried their best. They tried everything.
Hey, they at least
they
tried.
signed multiple D tackles. They signed Joseph Day. They brought in Khalil Mack. It's still trash. And Brzee fell bad in this draft.
Nothing due to him.
And it's not due to him. It's just we liked players more than him. And D tackle, we took Jalen Carter early, and No other team really. There was a couple teams that could have taken him, like the Raiders or maybe the Falcons, but we decided to go with edge and corner, which are more valuable positions. And he just makes.
It's almost like Jordan Davis last year.
Yeah.
Where he's not.
That's not a comparison.
He's not a
They're
comparison.
very different players.
Just saying that he definitely could go earlier, like Davis did at 13. But I think just positional value, especially in Mach 1, you're going to take
very
positional
possible
value.
that he could fall.
Oh, yeah. He could absolutely fall, but I could also see him being a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. Like, he's a great guy. Good power. He fills holes unbelievably. He blows up the run game. He does create some pressure, not a ton, but you'll feel it when he does. And when he does, it's usually very quick. He'll hit that like perfect, like in MLB when you hit a perfect. When you hit a perfect, you know
it's
that
like when
ball's
you were
going gone.
insta-shedding me with Chris Jones and Madden.
Yeah, he will. It'll be so perfect and pure, and he'll be unbelievable. Fights through doubles teams to make tackles. He's a great tackler. He blows up run plays. Like you said, doesn't create a ton of pressure, but when he does, he's very good at it. Has a great spin move.
The spin move was dirty.
Yeah,
I saw it.
He
It
will
was nasty.
blow. What I mean, he will get into the backfield within a half a second. He's unbelievable. Not great speed. He's a giant human being. You don't expect it. Like you don't expect Jordan Davis.
Not everyone is Jordan Davis or Trayvon Walker. Like
he's,
they're all great athletes. They're NFL players, but those guys are legit freaks, and
like,
not everyone.
Here
is
with
like
the
that.
Chargers, you need a guy with Day. Hopefully, Day has not worked out for you guys that much. You probably still
But
should.
you get, I mean, you get them rotating in and out. You keep both of them fresh. Like if you got both of them, I think that it will up the play of both.
Brizzy here is a great pick for the Chargers.
All right, 23. We got the Giants. The receiving core is just bad. Like
Justin Jefferson has more yards than their whole receiving core by 200.
They traded Kadarius Toney. Like it's just Kenny Golladay. We all know he's trash. Like it's just not good over
I
in
have
New York.
currently the same amount of touchdowns he does for the Giants organization.
It's true. So do I.
Mm-hmm.
And I played tackle in high school. But yeah, so JSN, I don't know if I said that already, but I'm going with JSN to the Giants. He might just be a slot receiver, but he can be very productive out of the slot. That's really my only main concern, is he's never really played anything except slot. And also, he's not really, like, that athletic. He's mostly just, like,
doesn't have great speed.
He's just, like, a very good route runner. He's more quick than fast. Usually you hear that about a white guy, but he's not white. He runs very crisp routes, though. He has great hands. He is kind of a body catcher, though. I did notice that.
Yes, he is.
Like, he really is not really getting the hands out there, but I mean, he's not dropping balls.
He's not
so
taking
really...
a slant 60 yards.
Yeah, but he's not really going to drop it either, so I don't really think it matters.
He has great body control.
He's
a lot like Marvin Harrison.
He has very good hands. It's just weird because he's body catching like pretty much all of them.
He does. He has great hands when he decides to use them. Like I said, the body control is very good. The ball tracking is excellent. Whatever they're teaching those guys at Ohio State. With Marvin Jones, Terry McLaurin with that catch last year. And JSN had, I think, in the Rose Bowl, perfect.
Garrett Wilson, Olave, too. I mean, they don't really have any wild catches yet, but they are very sure-handed.
But JSN, he's, in my opinion, the perfect slot receiver. He's not, like I said, he's not incredibly fast. I think that's the big knock on him. He's, like I said, not fast. That's the one big knock on him, is that he will not break away. He does not have breakaway speed like Johnston, Addison, none of those guys. But you get him in the open field, I think he's second best route runner to Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
I think he's just a very, very good receiver, and I think he's going to do great in the Giants organization.
I like JSN. Yeah. I love him at 23. It's just he was overhyped as fuck at the start.
Yeah.
Because he was first receiver off the board. We were talking about him at 8. Like, that's retarded. But you get him at 23, that's a good pick. But if you still think he's wide receiver 1 at this point, like, you either just haven't watched your film or you just don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Johnson and Addison are much better, but that doesn't mean he's not a good player.
Yeah, with the Giants right now, you need consistency at receiver.
And he can give you that.
He can give you that. Okay, Baltimore. You could use a lot of things. You're probably going to be needing a quarterback sooner than later.
Probably.
That's my prediction. I don't think Lamar's staying with you guys. So, maybe you can take a 26-year-old rookie and Hendon Hooker here. But it's tough for me to ignore that offensive line, and it's very injury prone. You have what is it? Staley, Ron
Staley, he's great. He's a stud when he's on the field, but he never is. And they got Morgan Moses at the other tackle spot,
And you have
who's
Leonard
solid.
Vaughn at center.
But Morgan Moses is going to be a free agent. He signed a 1 year, so whoever he's drafting here is probably
You got to
his
protect your
replacement.
franchise quarterback in Tyler Huntley. Listen, he's not as. I will trust him 100%, but Skronsky has fallen too far for me to take, or to not take here. Listen, I think from what I saw, his pass protection is very good. The one big concern that I will say here, and it's basically anonymous among everybody in the community, is that he's very small. He probably should move over to guard with his arm size. That is a huge concern.
It's not just arm size, bro. I'll get to it, but he's listed at 315. There is absolutely no shot that he weighs 315. He's probably under 300.
Okay.
In my opinion.
He does not have a great punch, in my opinion.
Because he's small.
Yeah. He pass protects very well, and like I said, the most interesting thing is that he won an interior lineman award.
I know, it's so weird.
So,
as a tackle, I did see that.
Like I said, he has great football IQ. I think if you touch up on a lot of stuff, he could be very good. I think you could be getting, oh my God, Bengals tackle. Bengals tackle.
Are you comparing him to Bobby Hart?
No.
Oh, Jonah Williams?
Jonah Williams.
Ooh, that's...
I think you could be getting Jonah Williams
That's
with
an
him.
uh-oh.
No, Bobby Hart would be...
Yeah, I thought you were saying Bobby Hart. I was like, damn, he's not that bad.
He is okay to good footwork. You got to polish a lot of stuff up right now. I think that's the most important thing.
He was supposed to be the technically sound guy. That's why I was mad when I watched him. Because they were all, like, I don't know. I think everyone just saw white tackle and was like, ooh, he's got to be good technically. And I watched him I was like, nah.
Like I said, I know I'm shitting on him a lot here, but I do think he can be I think he can be good in this league if he gets the right coaching. In Baltimore for offensive line, look at what they did with Linderbaum. Orlando Brown. They made Orlando Brown look like a $160 million tackle. So I think if there's a team that can
Trent
fix
Brown
him,
in a different jersey.
if they can fix him, if there's a team that can fix him technically, it is the Baltimore Ravens.
That's fair. Like I said, there's no shot that this dude is 315. Like, no shot. I saw him get bull rushed into oblivion a couple times. That was bad, which means his anchor needs work. His movement skills are very good. He's very athletic. He holds... Didn't get called, to his credit, didn't get called once. I have no idea how. This dude got up like this, put this motherfucker in a chokehold, and didn't get called. I was impressed that he didn't get called. It was amazing. But yeah, his feet are inconsistent and get sloppy. He struggles to mirror pass rushers. He's quick, but I think he's a little stiff in the hips. He got faked out of his shoes by an outside swim. He looked like he had never seen anyone try to do that before. Keep in mind, he plays at Northwestern, and this was the Penn State game. Like, he played an actual edge rusher for the first time and didn't know what to do. Yeah. Like, that's what it looked like to me. He's a very good run blocker, though. Very physical in the run game. He has a nasty streak to him. He moves guys in the run game. He's good there, but he needs to improve his hands. His punch isn't really that good, and his punch is kind of weak because he's on the smaller side, and he misses it a lot anyways. He doesn't
short arms.
Exactly. And the arms, like we said, are a very legitimate concern.
I honestly...
Okay, you can say, like, this is everyone's argument. Oh, Rashawn Slater has short arms. Rashawn Slater is also the best technical tackle that I've ever evaluated. Mm-hmm. Technique-wise, Wirfs was my favorite. We all know that.
Yes,
but
we know that.
Rashawn Slater is the best technical college... technically sound... Jesus, I can't speak. Skronsky's making me too upset. But Rashawn Slater is the best technique tackle that I've ever watched play college football. So, if you're going to say, oh, he's good, then it doesn't make sense, because the guy you're talking about isn't good technically. Slater was. So, that's just... I got legit concerns about Skronsky.
Yeah.
All right, so 25, Denver. I'm going to go Anton Harrison, tackle out of Oklahoma. He is 6'5", 315, pretty prototypical tackle size. He's not like... This is the I get Kyle Hamilton vibes from him, just like different positions, obviously. He's very solid at everything, but he's not that good at any single thing, which is why I like him in this late first round range. He's pretty good at pass protecting. He's a fine run blocker. He has very good feet. That's like the one thing that really, really stands out about him. His punches are just solid. He really doesn't get beat that much. He's just a very rock solid tackle. And honestly, I can't remember the last time the Broncos had a good right tackle. It feels like we've been talking about them upgrading that position for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So if you can just get a good tackle opposite of Garrett Bowles, give Russ some more time to overthrow some receivers, you'll be feeling good if you're a Broncos fan with this pick. Not much else is good, but
he has beef with them. He drafted their whole offense.
I did. I drafted Javonte. I mean, that was just unfortunate, torn ACL, but Sutton didn't work out, and obviously Russ didn't. So yeah, Denver, you did not help me out this year, but
he made
giving
the
you a good
playoffs
tackle
still.
here. I did, and then lost by 1 point in the first round.
Don't look at me. I told guys, Nick Chubb over Najee should have been the smart pick.
It was a smart play. Hey, all I'm saying, if Pat Freiermuth caught one pass for a yard, I would have won.
Okay, Dallas,
God.
you could use so much. Your team's good.
Why are you acting like their team is bad? Yeah.
They're awful. Do you think, honestly, they lost to the Jaguars. I don't care if they're becoming good now. T-Law just outdueled Dak completely.
Another thing. If that Dak pick didn't get tipped up, guess who would have won that game?
You would have.
Me. Yeah.
So
So thanks for Sean Jenkins.
he had a great game.
Dude, he had 18 tackles, a pick six, and another interception.
So I
crazy.
think that secondary though needs help. You have Trayvon Diggs. Listen, I hated Trayvon Diggs last
He's
year
been a stud
with a
this
burning
year.
passion.
He's been unreal.
very good. I'm not gonna say shit about him. There's not 1,100 reasons why he shouldn't be all pro this year. He's been locked down.
Yeah.
Those videos coming out in training camp, now they mean nothing because he's been locked down this year. But I do think they could need some safety help, and I'm gonna take Antonio Johnson because Brian Branch is not great. Antonio
I was
Johnson,
disappointed watching Branch.
he has great coverage skills. He plays up on the ball
I
a lot
love
more
his,
than you
his
think.
run support is
Yes.
phenomenal.
He plays way more. He plays like a nickel corner almost. He does not. Maybe it's just the system that they're in over at A&M.
He can play a
But
deep safety too.
He can play deep safety, but I see him at least maybe 7 yards. He plays up and he's good in man coverage. He's a great run stopper. He gets off his blocks when he needs
he
to. He
sprints
blitzes
downhill
well.
going to the ball.
He's not as good as Jamal Adams, but he blitzes very well. He's fast to the ball. Like I said, he's really good in man coverage. They didn't really run a ton of zone.
Doesn't really miss tackles.
Yeah.
He's very good.
They didn't run a bunch of zone in the games I saw because they're in man. And listen, he was one-on-one with the receiver.
Man is harder as a safety than zone.
It is
so
very
if you
impressive.
can do man, you can do zone.
He was very impressive for me. It took time to digest it. I was in history class while I was watching it. There's a lot of outside noise that was going on. But Johnson, looking back, he was very good. He was very good in man coverage.
I was a big fan.
I liked him a lot, or I like him a lot now. But yeah, no, I think man coverage very good. But what's so underrated is that run stopping and blitzing ability is going to be very good at the NFL level. He's going to rack up the tackles. He's going to be very good. Like I said,
and he can cover. Like it's not a all
not
he
a
does
Jamal
is
Adams.
blitz.
It's
Yeah,
not
we're
Jamal
not
Adams.
roasting him by saying he's great at covering and he's great at stopping the run. There's not much else you would want from a safety. He's an awesome player.
He's a very, very good player, and I think Dallas will be very happy to take him here because, well, you keep him in state too, so
That's true.
He's a good pick for Dallas.
Cincinnati, is this 27, 28?
Yeah, 27.
27. Honestly, they don't have many needs. It's a great roster. Corners like your need, but
Clark Phillips ain't it. He's basically.
I probably will take him in this first round, not because I love him, but because I watched players on. I only watched film on the exact number for the first round.
Got it. Yeah.
So I can't take anyone else. But I'm not taking him here. I'm going with one of my draft crushes so far, and it's best player available in this situation. They do not need this position, but I'm going with Gervon Dexter, D tackle out of Florida. I'm a big fan. He's very good. He made Bruce Feldman's Freaks list. He's 6'3", 313. He's a really good athlete, like I said. You've probably seen the clip. I didn't know that this was him, but the diving pick against Kentucky.
Yep.
That's him.
So he looks more 315 than Peter Skronsky does.
Well, Peter Skronsky isn't 315.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One's definitely 315, the other isn't.
Yeah, exactly. So, He anchors very well against the run, as you would imagine. He can two-gap pretty well. I mean, Jalen Carter's just better than him at everything, but he's still a very good defensive tackle. Stacks and sheds really well. He uses his hands very well to just shed blocks. He benches 425. So
That's light.
yeah, you can do that, right, Joe? Mm-hmm. So he's just a rock that you got to move in the middle of the defense to just be able to run the ball. He's not the greatest pass rusher, but he's very good at using his hands, and he's a freak athlete. So he doesn't have, he really just has a swim and a bull rush, like a lot of D tackles do. But because he's so good with his hands, he can get somewhat consistent pressure just by doing that with athleticism and, good technique. And that's all you need. You only need really, 2 or maybe 3 moves. He has big-time pass rush upside, basically, is what I'm saying there. And at the very worst, I think you have a phenomenal nose tackle. And at best, you have a guy that can play 2 downs at nose, slide into 3-tech on 3rd down, and go rush the passer. I'm a big fan. I think he's going to be a very good player. And they have DJ Reader, who's awesome, but he's
very good.
He's 31, I think.
He's getting up there.
But nose tackle.
About three years, I think.
He's nose tackle's a position that ages pretty gracefully, though, so they don't really need him. And they got BJ Hill in there, too, who's also good, but I think he might be a free agent soon. I'm not really sure, but this was just a best player available situation, and why not get stacked up the middle?
Chiefs, you guys have been very good this year, but Frank Clark is not a good player. Okay, he's not good.
If you guys don't know, me and Frank Clark do not get along. It upsets me that he gets 5 sacks and makes the Pro Bowl because he plays for the Chiefs. He also brought an Uzi somewhere, not exactly a great guy.
That means he's not a good guy.
Yeah.
So he can hate. He has the reason to hate on him.
Yeah.
I think you get very young at your edge rushers, and you can pair him with Karlaftis. You're taking Jared Verse. I watched very limited film on him, but from what I saw, he was able to block a kick or an extra point. He blew through 2 guys and blocked a kick. I mean, he's an insane athlete. I'm pretty sure he was I think he was a top 5 prospect out of high school, and Florida State was able to get him. Super strong, great hands, super fast. He's unbelievable swim and rip moves. Like I said, I think this guy could go very much higher. He can stop the run as well. He gets around that edge fast.
This is a very good edge class, so that's probably why he's still here. I didn't watch film on him, but there's some good
They ran to the other side, and he was able to get to the running back. He can blow tackle. I mean, he can blow tackles. He can put him in the dirt. He's a very, very good edge rusher. I love him on the Chiefs, although I don't want them to get better. But we're
not exactly competing with them right now, so it's fine.
I think Verse can be a Pro Bowl type edge rusher, and to get that young at those positions of need there, and I think the Chiefs, that pass rush is gonna be very good if you have Verse next year with him, Chris Jones, and Karlaftis, and Frank Clark, who's gonna be in prison.
All right, 29 Minnesota Vikings. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really in love with this pick, but he's really the only secondary player on the board right now.
Who we like, Brian Branch.
Who I have watched film on.
Yeah.
Well, they also have safeties. And they need corners. The Vikings defense is historically awful right now. It's bad. So you gotta do something to
whatever you guys used in the second half against Indy. Just do that every time.
Exactly. That was probably playing the Colts offense.
Yeah.
That was probably the formula there. So I'm going to go with Clark Phillips III from Utah. He's 5'10", 178.
He's very
undersized. If you run toss crack at this guy, he might go to the hospital.
He's going to the stands.
Yeah, that's no bueno. But he's a great ball hawk. He led college football in picks with 5. He's a press zone guy, which, I mean, it's kind of weird that press works for him when he's 178, but he was better pressing than not pressing, so I don't know. I guess it works for him, but like I just said, he looked very uncomfortable in off coverage. I mean, you can fix that, but he mirrors receivers pretty well. He has good short area quickness, and he recovers well. He got absolutely cooked by Jordan Addison, though. which a lot of corners did because Jordan Addison's very good. So you get a little bit of pass there, but yeah, Addison absolutely destroyed him.
Buffalo here. We're gonna round this out, guys. 2 hours, not bad.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
but it'll be like an hour and a half for you guys, because very long, but we like to really explain our picks.
Guys, if you want to go watch shorter versions,
especially like my tackle rankings, like
they're accurate. They're very accurate.
In my opinion, they're accurate, but you click on the video, you're like, this retard has Skoronski at 26. Like, you gotta hear me explain it to understand it. So I can't just say what my takes.
Not today, and they won't be up for a little bit, but we'll have a quicker version on TikTok. So go watch that. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to Buffalo. Listen, James Cook has been very good.
Is it Jamar or Jahmyr?
I don't know.
Okay.
He's the Bama running back, guys. Yeah. Okay.
No, it should probably be Jahmyr because it's spelled with a Y, but I don't know.
So, guys, Buffalo doesn't really have a lot of needs. They're
a good team.
They're a good team. Maybe safety because
Micah Hyde might never actually play football again.
Yeah.
So, but Joe hates Brian Branch.
I hate Brian Branch. He's not going in the first round for me. Guys, he's a very good pass catcher. He's 5'11". He's a little on the short side.
The only thing here is like him and James Cook are like pretty much the same.
Yeah,
thing.
That's what I was going to get to.
So it's like it's kind of But
guys, I'm pretty sure Singletary's a free agent. I'm not 100% sure.
He's not that good.
He's not good.
They're not really.
It's going to be James Cook and Gibbs, and
but they're like the same.
Josh Allen is their running back.
Yeah,
so
he's their goal line guy. He's the power back, so they can afford to have like two of the same mold, I guess.
He's good vision, cuts well. He's a good pass catcher.
Basically no power though. I'm not gonna lie. He cannot run through contact. Basically,
3 yards to carry.
Basically, if you hit him, he's going down.
He's like Najee with yards per carry, but
But Najee's a physical runner and just has nowhere to run.
He's a shifty guy. I really wouldn't have a comparison here. But it just
Pine's just his teammate, James Cook.
James Cook. He's on the shorter side. He's on the smaller side. 201 for 5'11" is very good. But I don't think he's not gonna help blocking him. I think he's gonna get blown up a lot. And yeah, screens and more screens, dump offs.
I will
get him
say
to the outside.
He is. I don't know. I was disappointed when I watched him because he transferred from Georgia Tech to Alabama, which is wild.
And started second or first year.
Absolutely insane. So I figured he was gonna be really good, but he's fast. He has home run speed. It's just if you wrap him up, he's not breaking the tackle, and he's shifty, but he didn't juke that. He didn't make that many guys miss. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, no.
Bijan is miles ahead of him.
Oh, galaxies.
Yeah,
galaxies ahead.
And if you thought we were harsh on Jahmyr Gibbs,
just wait for this.
Just wait for my Trenton Simpson analysis. Him and Skoronski, you guys were probably thinking, oh, where's Trenton Simpson? Really athletic linebacker.
I could honestly...
Too bad that's the only thing he has going for him.
I could honestly just leave here, let him rant for 30 minutes, and be back.
All right. So, where to start?
He's not going in the first round. Okay. We just want to talk about him.
All right. No, in your head, picture Isaiah Simmons at Clemson or on the Cardinals, whichever you prefer. Isaiah Simmons, what can he do? Overhang defender, slot, safety. Fuck it, put him at edge rusher if you want to. Now picture that, right? But just make him about 5 times worse at all of them and look like he has no idea what he's doing, and you have Trenton Simpson. The Isaiah Simmons comparisons are outrageous. Okay, I'm going to start off with, and when I say positive, I mean the literal one positive. He's very good at coverage. Very good in zone.
Now ready for an hour.
He's very athletic.
Here we go.
He's very athletic. He's an easy mover. He's an absolute freak. He's very versatile. He can play all of those roles. Too bad he isn't good at any of them.
He can play all of them. Not
well. He can man up tight ends and cover running backs. That's about it. He's 6'3" and runs a 4.4. If I'm putting him to the Eagles at 31, in case I didn't say that, because I don't think I did. If anyone can fix him and make him figure out how to play football, it would be Philly. So this is a good pick for them. But if I didn't have a great the FSU film was one of the games I watched. It was basically him just getting absolutely bitched to the ground, misreading blocks, and opening up cutback lanes for the running back because the ball was
Opening lanes.
No, because the cutback would get wide open because he would just be running over there, and then the running back would just see him sprinting towards the sideline, and then just cut back and get 6 yards. He was good linebackers. Guess where they are? Around the football. Guess where he is? Nowhere close. So, I don't know. My theory, like, maybe because he plays a bunch of positions, like, he never got to focus at any one of them, which is why he sucks at all of them. But, yeah, he's horrible at getting off blocks. It's not funny how much they blitzed him.
They blitzed him.
They blitzed him like every play. I swear to God, he got pressure 3 times, and the only reason why was because no one blocked him.
They did. They sent him on a blitz.
They blitzed him so much, and it was like he can't get off blocks. He has no clue how to use his hands. Like, I get it, he's not an edge rusher, but if you're gonna be a linebacker, that he probably blitzed 30-something% of the time. It was wild. He was blitzing so much, and he had no clue how to use his hands. So all he did was just run directly into the running back and just get pushed back and stand there. Like, it was just terrible.
Okay, we're just going to mention a couple guys we think either we didn't fully watch them or...
I didn't watch any of these guys at all, so this is just based off names that I've heard.
Okay, I'm trying to find the corner.
First up, Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah.
I think probably one that you guys are wondering why he's not in this mock draft.
Because when we made a mock about 2 weeks ago, and we're like, these are the guys we got to watch. Yeah. It's crunch time. We couldn't sneak anybody else in. Yeah. But these are the guys who are next up on our watch lists. We're going to be taking a break for a little bit.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I will be not doing shit for a while. But Jalen Hyatt, probably one of the best receivers in college football.
Oh, yeah. He was voted the best. He won the Frank Beliska Koch Award.
Unreal.
4 touchdowns against Bama is
some other ones on my list that I'm super pumped for. Andre Carter, Army. I am super excited to watch him. It's absolutely dope that there's someone out of Army. Yeah, it's awesome for them.
He can play.
They fixed that.
I would like to mention,
I'm very excited for him. I've heard he's really good. It's awesome that West Point actually has someone that's very good at football. And just for, it's just an awesome, it's just things that are bigger than football. Like, it's an awesome opportunity for guys that maybe want to go to, enter the military at some point and, serve our country or just stuff like that. Him being really good and going to Army just opens up a world of possibilities for just really hundreds of thousand young men across the country, which is awesome. So just, all the respect in the world for Andre Carter. I'm super excited to watch him.
2 guys I will mention that one of them I don't really like, but I think he will be a first round. Isaiah Foskey. I
haven't watched it.
He's good. Well, he's good.
Technically, I watched I must have watched the Ohio State Notre Dame game 3 times.
Yeah.
Or 4 times, because JSN, Dawad Jones, Paris Johnson, and Shroud. And when he was against Paris Johnson and Dawad Jones, I was watching them, so I saw some of him, but they both had very good games. That's why I was impressed with them. So I don't think Foskey did very much in that game.
Next up, Nolan Smith. I really like him. He would sneak into this draft, but I think there are so many better edge guys. He covers very well for being an edge rusher. Gets out on the flat. I mean, I really like this guy. I would have taken him in the first round, but I just think there are better guys here. Any other draft, I think he's a first-round guy. If you're getting him here in the second round, steal. Last guy I will mention, Devon Witherspoon. He would be going over, in my opinion, he'd go over Clark Phillips. I just didn't watch him.
I'm not going to lie, I've heard the name, but I don't know anything.
He's great in man coverage. That's what I know. He's a great coverage guy. He probably would go over. Yeah. He will be going over.
Once we get to him,
Clark Phillips.
See you, Clark Phillips. Yeah. So.
Those are the guys. I think those. So what? Carter.
Yeah, Josh Downs is another guy that I did watch. I liked him as a second round receiver probably. You probably won't see him in any of these mocks. I was a fan, but he's another slot guy, and he's kind of just worse at everything than JSN. He's faster, but other than that, that's about it. So he's a guy that I like in the mid-second round area as a complementary receiver. But I probably won't put him in a first round.
These are fringe first-round guys. I know. So Nolan Smith,
Andre Carter, I think, and Nolan Smith will get into the first round at some point.
Hyatt, I think, could go to the
thing,
Giants or Tennessee if they really want to take him there.
Or Baltimore. Or something. There are some teams that could definitely use
Witherspoon, I think, is a great man coverage guy from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are just guys that will probably fill in. Guys, thank you for watching. Merry Christmas.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Hopefully this is your
and
Christmas
a Happy
present.
New Year.
Hopefully this is your Christmas present. Depends on how lazy
If Joe
I am.
got it out, but hope you guys have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Take it
Hopefully
easy.
you get what you asked for. Peace.
Peace, guys.